Ladies and gentlemen, we are 3 days away from the start of the global Dokkan celebration, and now that we have been given soft confirmation that we are going to be getting a Dokkan Festival banner and a Carnival banner for part 1, we are going to be going ahead and trying to figure out what the potential leader skills could be for these two units. So if you guys have been enjoying all the content on the channel, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. We are going to be doing a subscriber challenge for today. Haven't done this in a little while, but I got a couple of DMs asking for us to just bring this back. So let's go ahead and do it. Shout out to Mr. Baby, who actually came up with this whole thing. When I started doing this, I think last year, I never knew that it was actually Mr. Baby's thing. It was from the DMs that I was told to do it, and then I learned afterwards. So shout out to Mr. Baby. For today's challenge, since we are 3 days away from the global Dokkan celebration, I want you guys to comment down below, what is your favorite movie or game that is the third installment in that series? So for me, for example, my favorite game that is the third is Mega Man Battle Network 3. That's like my all-time favorite. That's like one of my all-time favorite games. So this is my answer. So let me know if there's a movie or a game in the comments that is the third installment, which one is your favorite. And once you do that, you got to subscribe. Simple as that. That's how it works. Hopefully you do. Thank you. And if you don't, I will get you on the next one. So now let's jump in and talk about how we got here. So yesterday, Minato tweeted out, assuming that they are a dual Dokkan festival, what leader skill do you want to see for the two upcoming LRs? We have already regressed to the point where we are getting Future Saga for the second time in 3 years, which is just weird. But on top of that, regressing even further and going back to the dual Dokkan festival for part 1 and dual Carnival for part 2 would just be a recipe for disaster. And the fact that he assumed this is just all kinds of shameful. So shame on you. But I responded soon after and I said, one will be Carnival and one will be Dokkan Festival exclusive. Nobody believed me. Then I seriously goes ahead and responds to somebody else like a day later. And then, oh, now everybody believes me. Oh, now I'm a genius. Okay, sure. Yeah, well, I said it first. So, you know, fight me. Praise me, not him, all right? I am the genius, not him. Anyway, Zamasu Rose, Goku Vegeta Blue. What are we going to be getting in terms of leader skills? Well, first of all, my bold prediction will be that Zamasu Rose will be the Dokkan Festival and the Goku Vegeta will be the Carnival. The main reason for this is simply because this is the newer unit. We have not had a tag Zamasu Rose before. We have had duo Goku Vegeta Blues with some trace of Vegeto in there. So having this be the Carnival and have this be like the headliner Dokkan Festival is a good move. Not to mention, after 5 other reversible exchange characters all being superclass, I say 5 because I consider the Goku Frieza to be superclass. First of all, it's primarily Goku. It starts off as Goku, plus they're the good guys in that arc, so it doesn't count. This would be our first true extreme Dokkan Festival reversible exchange, and I think that's important for the sake of the game. So that being said, what are the typings going to be? Here's my next set of bold predictions. We are going to be getting STR Zamasu Rose, and then we're going to be getting Tech Goku and Vegeta Blue. So let's go through my ideas and predictions right here. So Zamasu Rose STR. We are going to be getting a new category in the game, and that is going to be, I was thinking either big bad bosses or powerful opponent, formidable foe. But I feel like big bad bosses would actually be a much better way to bring back a lot of older extreme class characters. Big bad bosses, it would be probably like our 3rd or 4th Link turned category. Recent examples would include Fused Fighter and Kamehameha. And is Turtle School a Link? Or am I thinking Crane School? Maybe, I don't know. But point is, we've had this before, so this is not something egregious to suggest that we would get another category based on a Link. Big bad bosses would basically just give you an opportunity to throw in every big bad boss unit that has existed, every extreme class big bad boss unit. Actually, there are a couple of super class. Yeah, there are 2 super, no. There's 1 super class big bad boss, I think, which is the SR Vegeta. Anyway, stop rambling. Big bad bosses would be a great way to make extreme class the focal point of the celebration. Big bad bosses would also work for part 2, assuming part 2 is, well, Goma. Goma would be a big bad boss. And it would also make that extreme class category so competitive that it would kind of reintroduce the debate between which is the best category in the game. Is it always going to be like Super Saiyan or Power Beyond Super Saiyan? No, you know what? Big Bad Bosses now has a place in there. It would be good. Time Travelers and Final Trump Card are my other 2 leader skills for the primary lead slot. Disclaimer, I'm not good at this when it comes to putting together leader skills, so feel free to judge, feel free to come up with better ideas in the comments. But I'm thinking that these three would be a good representation for the Zamasu Goku Black, also because I just don't want the build to be the same or anywhere close to this. So considering that 2 years ago we had Realm of Gods, Worldwide Chaos, and Fused Fighters, I wanted to make sure that we deviated from this and not had any of these come back, because the last thing we need is to have more reasons to hate on this celebration for it being a carbon copy of this. Okay, I mean, it's already bad enough that it's Future Saga. Like that is enough of an issue. We don't need Realm of Gods to once again be here, because then it would also make this guy less useful. Even if he got an EZA, it would make him less, he has less of a reason to be there. And it would just, you know, we would never defeat those accusations. So Time Travelers, Final Trump Card, all work. This unit fits on all of those categories. This guy's on Final Trump Card, right? Yeah, Final Trump Card. Of course, Time Travelers, that applies to everybody. I pulled up a few examples like Fusion Zamasu, regular Zamasu, just looking up and seeing what they have. So Time Travelers, and then the secondary leader skill would be Successors and Battle of Fate. So Battle of Fate would obviously have to do with the final showdown in Future Saga, but then Successors works on multiple levels, because when you consider the role of the God of Creation, right? That would be the Zamasu Goasu situation. But then also we have some connection to a potential Part 2 Daima. Yes, I will admit there is some Daima copium going on here, but you can't not think about that, because whatever the Part 1 units are, they have to have some sort of a tie to Part 2. And so if these units, like, you know, if we got Part 2 Future Saga, of course this would be very easy to connect. But if it's something entirely different where we're breaking through in an entirely different arc, it's got to still connect. So if we're getting Goma, for example, he would be a successor and a big bad boss. Actually, let's pull up his category details. Well, this is just the stuff that we have from his boss card in game. He would be Final Trump Card, Successor, Final Trump Card, Battle of Fate. So this would be the connective tissue to lead into a potential Goma Dokkan Festival or even Carnival LR4 Part 2. So that's why I do like this. I think that this works. And if it doesn't cover all bases, well, you know what? It still leaves value for this guy to still step in and be your potential replacement lead. Some people were suggesting that maybe we throw in another extreme class leader skill. Again, we could, but I just simply didn't want to do that because it would be stepping on the toes of this guy. And I want these guys to be unique. I want them to be different, and I want them to both be viable. This is a good unit. What this guy is missing is a solid team surrounding him with really good abilities, because we don't have too much of that. But this guy does well, even now. Obviously not as much, but still. And then for the banner unit, so this one was kind of tough, and I guess, you know what, we'll come back to this one because I have Yajirobe here. Now let's talk about the Carnival unit, the blue Goku and the blue Vegeta. The reason why, oh yeah, and as far as the typing, the reason why I think that these two typings work is because we just don't have good units in those typings. When you look at Future Saga, and when you look at Extreme STR Future Saga, there are really not many good, actually, there's not a single one. There's one that's like passable, which is the free-to-play World Tournament TUR EZA Goku Black. But that is not a dominant force in the STR side. And when you go over here, STR Rose would probably be the only one, but as long as he doesn't have a super EZA, he's not going to be doing a very good job. So considering there is a massive void in the STR department, making this unit STR is the clear choice. And same thing goes for the tech side for the super future class. For the future super class. Sorry. When you consider some of the most notable releases for Future Saga that are super class recently, you've got AGL, you've got Int, you've got STR, you've got Physical. So just based on process of elimination, you would consider tech. The only comparable tech unit would be maybe a potential super EZA from the Vegeta Blue, or if you really want to consider this guy, which, I mean, he's not a recent release, so that still kind of proves my point. He was good with his temporary boost, but now without his boost, he has issues again. So tech needs the help. That's why I am making them tech. As far as the leader skill, this is my bold prediction for this. Because we are only getting 2 LRs, we want them both to be good. As a business, they want you to want to summon. What is a good way to make you want to summon for these units? By giving them busted leader skills, busted abilities. If we give Blue Goku and Vegeta a Future Saga and a Power Beyond Super Saiyan leader skill, this would sell. People would want this not only for the full-on 220% Future Saga lead for the category, that the part 1 is based on, but also power beyond Super Saiyan opens a whole new world of possibilities, not just in terms of what we already have, but what we could get. You see where I'm going with this? Power beyond Super Saiyan, Daima. Yeah, I'm talking Super Saiyan 4. And even if I'm not talking Super Saiyan 4, it works for Super Saiyan 3. Even if we don't get actually Super Saiyan 4, but we get Super Saiyan 3 Daima Goku, it still works. So I think that this would be a good way to not only set up success for Future Saga in part 1, but also set up anticipation for part 2. And that is why I'm going with this. Now, as far as the banner unit, I was thinking of, once again, continuing the bold predictions and doing something unexpected, which is what Dokkan's MO is, right? Instead of making the banner unit cater to the Dokkan Festival, why not make the banner unit cater to the Carnival unit? Once again, it creates demand for you to summon on both banners, but also it would give us a new character that we haven't really had before. Because I was originally thinking, if we're gonna do something like this, we should probably have Zamasu or Gowasu or Goku Black Rose, but we already have those. We don't have a summonable Gowasu as a TUR. We do have a Gowasu Zamasu unit that starts off as an SSR Gowasu. So either Gowasu could be the banner unit or something else. And one unit that we've never had in any capacity that's summonable and, like, you know, gonna be helpful in any way would be Yajirobe. So I think Yajirobe getting some sort of summonable unit for Future Saga would be good. His summonable unit in Saiyan Saga is actually pretty good, when he came out, that is. So let's give him another good unit in Future Saga. I think that'd be pretty nice. So either Yajirobe, but yeah, I'll throw in Gowasu as well. Yajirobe or Gowasu. And I don't know what their leader skill would be. It doesn't really matter. You wouldn't use his leader skill. So there you go. That is my full leader skill typing predictions for the upcoming Dokkan Festival Carnival units. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree or disagree. Are these insane? Are these remotely reasonable? I've seen some clapback on this one. It's too powerful. That's my point. That is my point. I want Extreme Class to come out swinging with something so good that any future big bad boss, you know, that those units will have a home with this new character. This unit is going to be carrying the Extreme Class for at least 6 months. So we need it to be a good leader skill. We don't want to just cater to one arc. We need it to cater to every arc. Every big bad boss is going to thank me for having this sort of category. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on what potential leader skills, typings, and all that stuff you could see for these units. Give me some crazy predictions. Give me some reasonable predictions, whatever you want. And let me know what you guys think about my leader skill builds. Are they remotely reasonable or are they just stupid? Classic 2NL. Feel free to share in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.